Hi, today is the 25th of December. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you for watching these videos in 2021. And I would like to read with you in John chapter 1, verses 16 to 18. Out of his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace already given. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is in closest relationship with the Father, has made him know. Jesus came to this world so we would know the Father, so we would know God. Nobody goes to the Father unless they go through Jesus Christ. That's what Jesus himself said. It's interesting that he's saying here that you can get lots of things from religion, from the law, but grace and truth you can only get through Jesus. Listen to what happened the day he was born. Luke chapter 2, verses 6 and 7. While they were there in Bethlehem, the time came for the baby to be born, and Mary gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them. No guest room available for them. So God sent his son to be born in a manger, to be born surrounded by animals on the fields of Bethlehem. That's grace, humility and grace. He is mighty and he is meek. That's what we sing in one of our carols. The power of God being manifested in humility. When he comes down to us, he is born surrounded by animals. Because the text says that there was to be born in Bethlehem is already humble enough in those days. But there was no place available in a hostel. So he was born on the fields of Bethlehem. Who is this son? This eternal Son. Paul says in Colossians chapter 1, verses 15 to 18, the Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and things on earth. And then when he comes down here, there's no place for him in a hostel. The hostels were too full. They couldn't have him there. He was born surrounded by animals. And Paul is saying that he is the first and he is the creator of the universe. He created the visible and the invisible things. All things have been created through him and for him, but he was still born on the fields. He is before all things, but he was born in a manger. And in him all things hold together, but he was born in a manger. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead, so that in everything he might have the supremacy. But he was born in a manger. God is teaching us humility. God is teaching us grace. Colossians chapter 1, Paul continues in verses 19 and 20. For God was pleased to have all his fullness dwell in him, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood shed on the cross. That's why he came here for. To establish this relationship between you and God. He is the first, but he was born in a manger. And Hebrews chapter 1 verses 1 to 3 says, in the past God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways, but it wasn't enough. In these last days, he has spoken to us by his eternal Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom also he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his power, his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. Who is occupying the first place in your life? Are you still like those people who said there is no place for you here? Go to the fields. or you are going to reserve the best place in your life for Jesus. God bless you.